If you've been noticing that something feels off, but that nobody's really saying it out loud anyway, then this episode is for you. Because when power is under pressure, people start talking different, moving different, and protecting different. And suddenly, the stories don't line up, the loyalty starts cracking, and the truth gets real selective. So today we're not chasing headlines, we're breaking down the patterns behind them. Who's controlling the narrative, creating the distance, and why accountability always seems unequal. I'm your host Breezy with my co-host Des the Diva, and this is America No Filter.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of America No Filter. I am your host, Breezy, with my homegirl and co-host,
Des the Diva.
Yes, honey. And we are going to do something a little bit different today. We are going to talk about some of the headlines that we've been seeing over the past week. So before we get into the really juicy stuff, I really want to just acknowledge and give a shout out to Victor Glover, who is the captain who piloted the Artemis into space and returned this past week. Just historic on so many levels and for so many reasons. This is highlighting not just excellence, Black excellence specifically. This is what leadership looks like. This is what strength and determination looks like. This is what perseverance looks like. This is what hard work looks like. And we don't see enough of that, especially now, because we got a whole bunch of foolery going on. So to see something in contrast to what we normally see every day celebrated in Black leadership in somewhere like STEM, I mean, space, aeronautics, military aviation, like I just think that is something to be applauded and recognized. He holds multiple postgraduate degrees. I think there's 3 that he earned in the honorary doctorate on top of everything else. Test pilot, naval test pilot, which to me, that is insane. I would never want to test anything out in the air. That sounds like a bad idea, but somebody's got to do it. And he raised his hand to be that person. So just wanted to shout out some Black excellence before we dive into this other stuff that we got going on today. Des, what else we going to talk about today?
Girl, let's move right on to Melania.
God.
Baby. Yeah.
Oh, that's your
Y'all
girl.
seen her speech.
That's your girl.
Now listen, I don't love her, but I don't hate
I
her.
don't like her.
You know me. I want to
Agree
get
to
the scoop.
disagree. Agree to disagree.
Okay. Woo. Scoop. You know me. I want her to live.
I know.
I hear what she got to say once we get the big, beautiful obituary. But that speech
Girl.
that she came out and gave,
That
trying to
is
cover her tracks.
very interesting.
Was
The
it
timing on it is quite interesting. But for anybody who missed it, what was this lady talking about? What did she feel like she had to get on the mic and say to us?
She was sharing with us how she didn't know Epstein. He did not introduce her to her husband. She went to a party or two. She's seen him there, but she was never on the island. Although it's documented, we've seen picture after picture. We've seen videos. There's tons of footage of this woman on the island with Epstein, with his people. But she did find the need to get up there and let us know that we saw was not what we saw. She was not up there. She didn't do it.
The first thing that stood out to me when you told me about it, because I had my kids last week, spring break. So, girl, if it wasn't a cartoon, I didn't know about it. But I was like, okay, so why now? Like right now, the focus is on the debacle in Iran, started by Israel and aided and abetted by the felon of the United States. I mean, the President of the United States,
Her baby daddy.
unbeknownst to Congress. We all woke up at war just one day like,
Unbeknownst to the United States. Not
right,
just Congress,
unbeknownst to all of us. We went to bed on Friday. Everything was cool. We woke up on Saturday like, what?
Excuse me?
Did anybody tell Congress? We already know the answer to that. No, but then why does it matter? Because what they gonna do?
Right.
Anyway, so given all of that, why is she now redirecting attention to Epstein?
This woman is trying to take our attention off the war, or if something big is about to come out with the Epstein files, or if there's something tied to that Bank of America settlement that they recently or were granted. So I'm not exactly sure why now, but boy, she gave a speech.
Did she?
I had to
I
read
just did the
it.
transcript because I was like, I cannot do this. You know how I feel about this woman. But you brought it to me and I was like, all right, I'm gonna check it out. But I think the thing for me is, so you're acknowledging that you know him, but you're also distancing yourself from the association at the same time. But how many times you just randomly end up in the same room and in
Exactly.
all of these photos together? And reading the transcript, it felt very lawyery. Like,
If you feel
these
like
are
spark
not
water for her.
her specific ideas. This is some lawyery shit to say. And maybe you're right. Maybe something is about to hit the fan. I mean, they always say follow the money, right? And so
Uh-huh.
we're seeing these, to your point, these huge settlements, for the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. And she's here now trying to distance herself from her relationship with him, stating that she never had a relationship with him. And he didn't introduce her to her husband, even though that is also something that people
Really?
definitely have said a lot. Doesn't mean it's true, but that is, I mean, the Lolita Express has seen lots of people on it. Knowing what we know about Trump, the odds that she was never on there?
Yeah, yeah. So my guess is something huge is about to come out. There's been other women in the last couple of days speaking out saying that either they were saying that they were the victim, Epstein, and yes, she was a part of the whole entire thing, or
Right.
they were saying they were trying to clear their names. I wasn't involved either. So I've been
Yeah.
seeing a lot of that going on. So I do feel like something huge is getting ready to come out. I mean, at this point,
I
they
mean, to
ate
be
the kids, so there's actually nothing bigger for me. Unless they finna tell me a fire-breathing dragon is on that damn island, it's really nothing bigger for me than you ate the
yeah,
kids. I can't allegedly,
right.
but we
But I
saw it
think
in the yeah.
it's very hard for me to believe that you've been married to that monster for this long and you didn't know he was a monster. What?
Yeah, I definitely believe
But we
she
have
knows.
documented things, right, that he's done to adult women that are monstrous.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You knew he was homies with one of the most notorious pedophiles that we've known of in our lifetime. You knew that,
Mhm.
but you just didn't know that he was doing all this other stuff. You just didn't know. I mean, you heard how he talked about his own daughter.
National TV.
Boy, if that was, because when I heard that, I was like, what?
Mhm.
My father, I was close to him. He would never
Never.
have said anything like that about me. Not ever. Only somebody who has those thoughts
Yeah, say something.
or have done those things would ever say anything like that about their own child. There was an email that Maxwell sent her that she responded to. How does Maxwell have your email address if you didn't give it to her? How'd she get it? Who
Yeah, I
responded
think
to
she's
that
lying.
email? Like, you have contact with them, but you're like, oh, I knew her, but I didn't know her. Y'all are exchanging emails. I have friends that I've been friends with for a long time, and I don't have their email because we don't email each other.
Right.
But I would have to give you my email for you to, there's some kind of relationship. My email isn't typically just floating out there.
Yeah.
I'm sure if people wanted to find it, they could. But like, like people that email me, I would know that they're going to email me. Typically, I'm expecting an email. Anyway,
Yeah, I definitely believe she lying, but you know how I feel.
but why? Why?
It's
That's
the
the thing
white
for me.
part. It's
Why
the
and
white
why
part.
now?
It's the white part for me too. Again, I feel like something that's going. I feel like they're going to probably release the rest of them Epstein files on purpose to try to take our mind off of the situation in Iran. But at this point, my mind is heavy on both of them because ain't no way you gonna be able to make me forget you bombed that damn school with them little girls in it, and ain't no way you gonna be able to make me forget that allegedly you ate them kids. So my mind is heavy on both of them. There's nothing you can do to make me forget that these two horrible things came from this one horrible ass Trump.
Yeah. I think that Melania is trying to minimize her interactions in relationship with him, because the other thing that she was talking about in that speech was kind of aligning herself with the victims and calling for congressional hearings and stuff. I'm just like,
I saw,
what are we doing?
saw that, and every comment I saw was like, "Ma'am, you do realize that this will be your husband, ma'am."
Right. Like, first of all, you need to go. He needs to go. like everybody in that orbit, because
We
the
did it.
reality
Yeah.
is no
Yeah.
matter how many settlements, because that's a whole, we're gonna get to the settlements. There's still only one person doing time for this shit, and that's a woman.
Yeah. Yeah. There's only one
I'm
person.
just, I mean, as many settlements as are out there, I think there are at least 4, and I'm talking about multi-millions.
Multi.
Why are y'all paying out so much if only one person is doing time for this?
Exactly.
There is clearly a huge network, right, of powerful people, mostly men, but also women. Why is there only one person serving time in a very cushy jail or prison for this offense? That, and y'all still doing all these payouts, because the payouts aren't done.
Mm.
There are more to
They're
come.
trickling in.
Right. So it's like all of these banks whose hands are dirty in this, or even just the hint that they might have been involved, they're paying out. But it's
I
like,
would
where,
assume they
okay,
were
they're doing
involved
that, but
in.
where's the accountability on the other end?
Right. I would assume they were involved. I can't.
No, they are. I
But
mean,
okay.
or allegedly, right? Even if their names are mentioned in the files, but then some of them really have explicit situations where they had people that work for them that were like, oh, this feels wrong. This, you got to look at this. We don't like this. We don't. And they ignored it and allowed it to continue. And so because of that, now when it's exposed, now they got to circle back and be like, okay. Because we did know. Some of these
Yeah.
banks did know and did nothing. But how are you going to expect the banks to do anything if nobody else is going to do anything?
That's true. Because Congress don't get. I hate to say it, but baby, right or left, Congress don't give a damn. They don't
Right.
care. This
Congress
man is
is,
doing something every day. Congress ain't said, please, 25th Amendment, me, something, do something.
I mean, just the ineffectiveness of it all. I mean, I honestly think that there are children in this country that can see this a lot more clearly than any politician. Like, what are
It,
y'all
it's
doing?
true.
What are we even paying you for? Is there a way to stop their checks? Because all of their checks need to stop. Because y'all ain't
Immediately.
doing nothing. So what are you getting paid for? And you're getting paid a lot to do absolutely nothing. And this whole respectability politics and my hands are tied and I can't do this and I can't do that. He's doing a bunch of shit he's not supposed to be able to do.
Right.
He's literally doing things that are illegal and y'all can't do anything about it. That's wild.
Right.
That's wild. I will never be able to understand that at all.
No.
It doesn't make any sense. Because if it were you, or first of all, it could never be you or me. But if it were, I mean, the second that we would have been like, you know what? I'm just going to start a war with another country and not tell anybody about it.
If it had been Obama,
Now, if it had been
baby,
Obama,
Obama wore a tan suit in 2000. I'm like, who gives a damn? Like, Trump blew up a school, and y'all are worried about this man tan suit. Like, get out of
right.
here. And to your point about the children, my boyfriend's daughter, he has 2 little ones. I give them trivia all the time. Like, who was the first black president? Who's our current president? And I asked the 8-year-old who our current president is, and she said, Donald Trump, Desiree, and he betrays us. And I just looked at her like, what? She was like, he's not good, man. He betrays us. She's 8. If
When
she's
my
8,
4-year-olds
gets it.
say my youngest twin, he's like, he's a bad guy, and I'll punch him in the face. I said, son, if only. If
Baby, we will
only
hold you
it were
up.
that simple, child. Oh
We'll
my,
hold you up so you can get him.
there'd be a whole long line of people that want to do that, buddy. But if
Baby,
you
yeah.
want to start it, honey, I believe in you.
But they
Okay.
get it. They get it. The children understand, and Congress gets it too. But their pockets are lined. So at this point,
Mm,
it's like it's about loyalty and money at this point, and nothing else. They'll
it's all
sell us
about
up
the
the river
money.
if they could. It's about loyalty and money at this point.
For sure. For sure. And
Well,
that's why all of these people need to be removed.
absolutely, every last one of them. So make sure you vote. While
Hmm.
Trump, while Melania was giving her speech,
Yeah.
Trump was in the Oval Office tweeting. That's a Twitter figures, baby. He loved to tweet, baby. That's a
You
one
know,
thing.
internet gangsters love to say a lot from behind the keyboard. Fucking keyboard warrior.
We ain't never seen no president like this, but we literally our whole lives are being read
Well,
off
the
the.
other presidents actually like had work to do. This guy gets his cell phone as a babysitter. Okay.
Listen, I bet you that eyeliner didn't think part of his job was gonna be making sure his boss wasn't on the phone in the middle of the night, because that's when he does his best work, in the middle of the night. Well, while she was,
As kids, he should know what it's like to watch children. I don't know how active a father he is. You know, sometimes they're not very active in their child's lives,
I don't
even if
feel
they're
like
there, as shown by the data on school
Yeah.
pewers. Anyway,
Yeah.
what was your next point?
Donald
What was
Trump
I
was
talking about?
tweeting
This keyboard
and
gangster.
starting a beef with the media figures. It was Candace Owen, Megyn Kelly, and Tucker Carlson. I don't like Megyn Kelly. I'm just saying all out.
Boo, boo, and boo. Oh my God.
Ain't never liked Candace. But Candace decided to respond. Basically, Trump was saying that they were irrelevant and that he
They
didn't
can't
care.
be irrelevant if you're talking about them,
You're talking about, and you are the president, and you're
right?
talking about him. How is
So,
relevant? It just is what it is. Like, come on, will it in, Trump?
undowning ass
Nurse,
motherfucker.
he's out again.
Right.
Because what the
Listen,
hell?
you need your
But
diaper changed, sir. It's time to go to bed.
but it comes down to this: they were all previously loyal to him.
Of course, yeah.
And now they're waking up. Woke is bad, but they're waking up and they are expressing that out loud. They're using their platforms to say what it is, especially Candace Owen, because after everything happened with Charlie Kirk, Candace Owen is on
That
Trump,
was her boo thing.
eyeliner, whatever the hell his wife's name is. Neck. That lady is on their neck. No pun intended.
My eyes did like that. We said neck. I didn't even. Child.
No.
Girl.
People who have been Desert Diva fans for a long time know that I say shit and then I think about it.
Child. Oh wait. Yeah, yeah. No, I saw the tweet. I watched a little bit about Candace's breakdown of his tweet. I didn't even see it all. That shit was long as hell. And I don't like
9
her.
minutes.
So like, but I mean, even a broken clock is right twice a day. So there are times where Candace is making a point, but I think my counter to that would be, what's changed, Candace? What's
Boom,
changed?
because that's what I said in the comments.
Because you was riding hard for Grandpa Dookie Pants for a long time. And now all of a sudden, it's like you can see the light. The light was always here. Where were you?
She was here, but it didn't affect her directly. Just like the regular ass MAGA people, all the I will vote for Donald Trump, all of those damn people, the black people, the very few MAGA black people, every last one of them, it wasn't affecting them directly. The blood, it always affected the Hispanic and the black people, but they are so damn tied to wanting to be white that they thought that adjacentness to whiteness was going to keep them protected. Well, guess what? They still know you're black. And now that they are seeing that it is affecting these white people that they honored so much, now they see, oh, it's touching everybody. Now it's a problem. That woman always knew what it was. And she talked bad about black men, and she flaunted her white husband in front of everybody, and she just thought that she had this cushy life and she couldn't be touched, and that was touching her. I hate that man death affected her that way, because I'm like that. I just cannot. It's sad when people die to me. No matter who it is, it's sad when people die. Except for Trump, I ain't gonna really go up out of here. No, I'm gonna put on my best dress.
I ain't even gonna tell that lie on air.
I'm
I'm
gonna put
not
my
sad
best
when
dress
everybody
on that day.
dies.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm at my best dress. I think the way he was killed, and it was on TV, and we all saw it, and it just, I don't know.
That's not new. I mean, political assassinations, if that's what you want to call it, not new in America.
You know I'm a crybaby.
Kennedy was killed on TV. Like, this
Yes.
is not a new thing.
George Floyd was killed on TV. We saw it.
We watched that in real time, and that
real
wasn't
time.
quick. That wasn't a single shot,
No,
right?
it wasn't quick.
That was 9 plus agonizing minutes that we all got to see. So, but
But
to
you know
your
my
point,
emotion. My emotion.
yes.
I don't necessarily feel a way about the man passing away, but I understand why she feels a way that her friend.
No. I mean, is that traumatic?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get where
But
she's
I'm
coming from.
black, and this is America, and I see trauma all the
But
time,
at the
every day.
same time,
That's how y'all always like to depict us in the most traumatic way possible. So some of
Right.
us are desensitized to it. If it happens to us all the time and y'all don't give a fuck, so it happens to you one time and I'm supposed to care?
Because that's where I was going with it. Because
No,
when it was
not me.
happening to numerous black people back to back to back to back, that damn Candace had nothing nice to say about not one of those people.
They
There was
deserved it,
nothing
right? All of
opportunity.
that stuff. She was
They
talking shit about
always
George Floyd
deserved it. There
too.
was always a reason. There was always a, if you just comply, if you would have just did what they asked you
Yeah.
to do. But now that it's somebody that affects her, now that she got to live with that shit every day. Because she has separated herself from the black community, baby. She wasn't living with the damn thing we were living with. But now that she has to live with it every day, it's a problem for her. And now that they're not loyalists to Trump, It's a problem to Trump.
I don't even think it's just that, though. I think that's part of it, but I think the bigger issue here is who gets to define who MAGA is right now? Because there's a lot of infighting going on the direction that they should go. Because remember, they're supposed to be America first. We're in Iran. We've started a new war. He said he wasn't going to start any new wars, and he did. So how does this put America first? This is a direct contradiction to what he said and what a lot of MAGA people stand for, right?
Mhm.
And one of the things that we're starting to see right now is Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly, all of these people speaking out against this Iran situation, this political decision made by Trump. And now there's friction because are the MAGA people supposed to just be blindly loyal to Trump, which is, I think, what he prefers?
We want it.
Or do they get to have their own principles or ideology that they stand on, like things that he promised but didn't deliver on? Right? Because
Yeah.
Epstein was one of those issues. Lowering grocery prices and gas prices was one of those issues. Making things more affordable was one of those issues. Not getting into any new wars. That was one of the issues. These are all the things that he said to these people that he was going to be about or do, and he's reneged on every single last one of those things.
Everyone.
And that, I think, is the issue. Because it's like, well, we believed in you, for better or worse, for these reasons. Because you said you were going to do these things. Now you're not doing any of these things. And the things that you are doing are detrimental to us. Now, anybody with, 2 eyes and half a brain cell could have told you that all of those things were going to be detrimental to you, and did,
It did. Couple
as
years.
evidenced by at least 92% of us,
Hello.
right? And others. We told you this was going to happen. And now y'all get to be shocked and surprised by the reality of your decisions. So I think that is a lot of what's happening right now. He wants blind loyalty and allegiance, and they're like, nah, because you said.
Mm-hmm.
You said America first. You said we're not going to enter into any other wars. And here we are in another war, not sanctioned by anyone, not approved by Congress, is being said to be illegal on the national stage. You're not doing any of the things that you said you was going to do. The big things, you're not doing them. Now, deporting people and causing all that ruckus and chaos, he said he was going to do that. He's doing that.
Absolutely. Every damn day.
Tearing families apart, making things worse for everyone. He's doing that. But how much was spent in just the first, week or two? I mean, billions? I thought
Billions.
I heard some number over $80 billion. How do we not have money for SNAP, but we got money for war with Iran?
Those Tupac.
How do we have money for that, but we can't make housing affordable? How do we have money for that, but we can't make healthcare affordable? So that, I think that's the friction, because they're just like, well, we don't want to just be blindly loyal to you. There are things that we have as principles, which is kind of crazy, but they do. And they're like, you keep breaking your promises. Like, how much more are we going to do? And the tide is shifting. Let's be real. A lot of people are tired of his bullshit,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
like on a global scale,
But it's
not
unfortunate.
just
And I don't feel
locally.
sorry for them. I don't. I don't feel sorry for anybody who voted for him because you knew this man was trash from the last damn time that we had him as a president. You just didn't think that his trash was going to spill over into your yard. You knew.
They voted for him multiple times. I mean, we do have triple Trumpers out here, and some of them are finally starting to see the light, right? And then you have some that are not, that are still gung ho Trump. But that goes back to, I think, the cultish behavior
Mm-hmm.
of MAGA, and there's a psychology behind that, right? Why certain people are susceptible to certain things and they
Mm-hmm.
get sucked into these things, and no matter what you tell them, they can't see past their cult leader or that ideology. They can't see outside of it until they're separated from it. A lot of them have to be separated from it in order to be like, oh, shit. Oh,
Damn.
yeah, that was really fucked up. Saw something at Netflix that I recommended to you today. God, what was it called?
I have
Like
it.
something about false prophet or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this woman who used to be a Latter-day Saint and her husband moved into this town in Arizona and started documenting and filming a lot of the fundamental Latter-day Saints, the same kind of group that Warren Jeffs, this false prophet, is already in prison for. He was in prison because he was a pedophile.
Go figure.
Go figure. Gosh, where have we heard this story before? Never heard this in American religion. Yeah, it's all over Catholicism and LDS and everywhere, but pedophilia essentially. So a lot of these families believe in like the plural marriage thing. So it's one man and like a shit ton of wives, right? But these men, some of these men are also marrying the children.
Their
The
own children?
children, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 7-year, they're marrying these kids. And this documentary, what it was exposing is this guy who claimed to take over for the prophet who was imprisoned. He's now the new prophet. So now these people are starting to follow this guy, and he is their only path to God. So when you have these kind of strong ass beliefs and people are tapping into all of those buttons or triggers that are going to light you up, these people, I mean, there were men, husbands who had multiple wives that gave their wives to this motherfucker who years before everybody thought was a clown.
Wow. That's
Gave
crazy.
gave his wife, gave their wives away, gave their daughters away to be married to this man, and he could do with whatever he wanted. They was end up doing orgies with the fathers. The kids were, some of the girls were there. The wives were, I mean, like, what the fuck? All in the name of some kind of religion and some kind of path to God. When you believe so strongly in something, it'll have you doing a lot of things that may be outside of your character had you never been introduced to that particular person. And I think the woman that was doing this documentary was also a victim of this same kind of life. She had married a man who had told her that he was an LDS prophet and had her doing all kinds. She was prostituting herself. That was part of what he wanted for her. And this is supposed to be her husband. And so once she finally got out of the psychopathy of being a part of that church and religion and so deep in it, she ended up going to school, getting a degree in psychology to better understand how she even got down that path in the first place. Right. And then she took that knowledge, went back there, and were able to help, some other women kind of get out of a situation that a lot of people thought were happening, but weren't able to prove. And so she was able to, get in close enough with those families that they trusted her enough to open up to her about all the things that were happening. And all of them motherfuckers is in jail.
Good. They need to be under
All
the
the
jail.
men, all
Under
the
the
men
jail.
were in jail. The wives that had helped or aided or abetted, they did jail time.
Good.
They did, and I'm like, great. Why don't we see that echo at every level when this kind of thing happens, when this level of depravity and abuse happens, right? But to my other point, it was about the psychology. Like when you're in it, you really can't see shit. And I think that there's just a lot of people, and I don't want to use that as a scapegoat, like they're not responsible for who they are and their actions. They are. But when your brain is or playing that Fox News garbage on repeat, right? That whatever, even if it's liberal, left, if you playing that and that's the only thing that you
Repeat.
hear, it's really hard for you to see anything clearly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your viewpoint then becomes skewed, and I think that a lot of MAGA people are that. They are deep in it.
They're that gone.
They are
Yeah.
that gone.
Because they can't
They
answer
lost in
basic
the sauce.
questions. They cannot.
No, I mean, what's one of Trump's policies that he's executed that you like?
Fine. They'd be like, okay, well,
Right.
name
They were
one.
like, yeah, okay, I just want one example. Oh,
They'd
well,
be like, well,
I
I just, yeah.
you caught me off guard there. And it's like,
Uh,
you
and
can't
then either
name one.
Obama did something or Biden did something immediately after that.
Right, right. But yeah, but when Obama was president, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, see, but can you name something that he's done that has benefited you? They don't know. Because
Yeah.
it's not one of the talking points. They haven't been pre-fed the answer.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because
I
that
was
that
just,
ain't on Fox News. That would require you to think critically and for yourself.
mm-hmm.
And when you're in a cult, you don't do that. And that was one of the points of the lady that was in a cult, in this cult, because there were some women that really came out of this like, whoa, we was fucked up. And even one of the mothers who had given, who had listened to her husband and allowed her daughters to be given to this man, even the youngest ones, even over her objection. She was like, one thing that I learned from this experience is that I, as a woman, can think my own thoughts and I can think for myself. In that religion, it was that women do not question their husband and they do not question the prophet. Period. End of story. So if your husband says, I'm going to give our 7 daughters to this 46-year-old man to do with whatever he pleases, as a wife, all she could say was, okay.
That's why you don't see a lot of us. in the coast.
Well,
'Cause
no,
baby,
no, we not in. You don't see a lot of us. Not that we're immune, because there have
it
been
be
black
some in
people
there,
a part of cults before,
but
right? But it was
definitely don't
like,
see a whole
you
lot of
know,
us.
they didn't have a voice or a choice. They were property. They were property of their husbands and fathers,
That's a
right?
strong
Or
man.
whatever male relative was responsible for them. And they could be given away, traded, married off. However, they didn't have a say. She was like, we weren't taught to think critically. We were taught to just obey.
Hmm.
And this is the friction with Trump right now. Blind loyalty. I just want you to obey. I just want you to go along with the program. And people are like, no, because I'm starting to think critically and I don't like this. And he doesn't like that. And I think that,
And he said it. He wants y'all to follow him like the man from North Korea. People follow him. And like Hitler had his followers, he wants you to follow him the way that he said it. The thing about Trump is he's the most like honest liar I've ever seen in my life. He gonna tell you the bullshit. You just gotta really be paying attention. But he gonna tell you what it is. He's just an honest liar. I've never seen anything like it in my the way he wanna be the first to do everything, and you never seen it in your life. And I never seen such an honest liar. You are correct, sir. You are the best one that we
yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, so this movement, MAGA, whatever, it's not about principles. I think it's more about the proximity to power and this one man. And if you don't
Yeah,
do what this one man says, then you're out. You're out of the circle. I mean, and we've seen this before, right? Marjorie
definitely.
Taylor Greene was one of the biggest Trump fucking advocates I've ever seen, hailing out of the great state of Georgia. This is my home state. That bitch was from here. She was all up in pro-Trump everything
Everything.
until she didn't get what she wanted, right? Because she wanted to be able to run for the Senate. And he was like, I'm not going to endorse you for that. And she was like, oh, okay, well then I'm going to hop on this Epstein shit and I'm going to make this whole thing really difficult for you. And she did.
And she
But then
did.
she ended up quitting because people are threatening me. The
But she was
people
scared
that
for
used
her
to
life.
be
That lady was
on
shaking
my
her boots.
team, they don't like me anymore because I'm standing against daddy. And she got
That
to
lady
feel
was
a little
shaking
of
in
the
her
heat
boots.
of her own, you know, followers, her own
With her
crowd
watch body ass.
turning against her because she didn't want to go along with the program anymore. That proximity to power, he didn't want her closer than she already was. He said, no, you're going to sit over there and I'm not going to, I'm not going to give that to you. And she threw a tantrum. Well, fine. If you're not going to give me that, then I'm going to do this. He said, go off. Do what you do. I don't give a fuck. And
Look
didn't.
at her gone somewhere
Look
with her
at me
watch
now.
body.
Look at me now. Yeah.
But buddy Marjorie.
The
Now,
bleach,
that
bad
bleach
built
blonde.
bleach blonde. I don't even know.
I don't know what
She
she
said
said,
all that.
but everything she said was accurate. That's what we do now.
Ooh,
You
boy, oh
didn't
boy.
miss. You
Boy,
didn't miss. Now,
oh,
one group of people that have Trump pegged, in my opinion, is them Iranians.
let's back it up because there was one more thing we didn't really talk about. The switches. Why? Why the switch? Because this isn't the first time. Tucker Carlson used to be on MSNBC back in the day, if you could believe that shit. So I'm like, that's a
I know that.
huge political swing.
Hmm.
And I feel like a lot of that is just opportunistic. I mean, some of it might be grounded in some principle, but I think more often than not, they change because they feel the tide shifting and they
Hmm.
want to get on the good side and want to be able to be like, no, 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 no. I mean, I did that, but I was one of the first ones
He
to
want to be the
turn
right
against that
side
and
of
come over
history
here.
now.
And now I'm on, like, that's, ugh. I
If
don't
you
like it.
ever followed this man, there is nothing you can do at this point to be on the right side of history. You have already been on the wrong side long enough. If you were on the wrong side for 5 fucking minutes, you've already been
Mhm.
on the wrong side of history long enough. There's nothing you could do. You voted to let us crumble.
Yeah. Ronald Reagan used to be a Democrat.
Yeah.
Then he became a Republican. Elizabeth Warren was a Republican first, and then she became a Democrat. So like people do these shifts. Sometimes they're
I'm okay
ideology
with
based.
that. I'm okay with that. It's this particular president that I'm not okay with. Following anything Trump says at this point, you are saying okay to pedophilia. You are saying okay to these 34 felonies that he has. You're saying okay to the lies. You're saying okay to this war. Following him at this point, you are aligned with these things in my head. If you still follow them once the Epstein situation came out and the war started, the only reason that Candace Owens is not following Trump now is because her friend was murdered. If not for Charlie Kirk, we'd be listening to her whining ass still talking about how much she loved Trump. She in Trump's side.
That's facts. There's one more person that we didn't talk about in the headline recently, Pam Bondi.
What about
Oh, Pamela.
I couldn't wait for. I knew that was coming.
I mean, you did not need a crystal ball to see that shit coming. My
Yeah, I knew
God.
that was coming. I knew that.
Pam.
She got everything she deserved and some more.
And more. And you know what? I hope this follows her to the grave. I hope
Period.
everything that she's done during this administration follows her all the way to the grave.
To the
Absolutely.
crossroads.
Because, ma'am,
Yeah.
talking about an evolution in politics, she was not always this kind of cunty bitch.
No.
She wasn't. She
She
at one point she
wasn't.
was like for the people, which is
I was gonna
crazy as
say she was
hell.
for the damn people.
Yeah, in Florida. So whatever,
How much
Kool-Aid
is
you
he
was
paying
drinking,
you?
Pam, your
Yeah.
ass drank way too much. And now look at you.
Almost drowned.
If
Yeah,
only.
almost drowned.
If only. I mean,
I
couldn't
can't
even
wait for
acknowledge the Epstein victims when they were sitting right behind you.
Baby wouldn't even turn around.
A bitch. He was
Yeah.
a whole bitch.
Wouldn't even turn
And
around.
I mean, just cold as ice. Bitch got scales, just cold blooded.
I said, I hope this shit
Bitch.
fall off her
Couldn't
head.
even look back over her shoulder, old cunt.
Yeah. She
Anyway.
got everything she deserved. Everything.
And they all getting that. 'Cause what was that, Christy Nome? You got a busty husband, Christy.
Baby, you see them titties.
I love it.
Baby.
I love it. I didn't know you was into cross-dressing, child.
Babe.
Hey, no, you don't need privacy. Put that in the open like you want everybody else's business.
You want everybody else's business in the damn open?
No, put that in
You
the
have no decency when you're messing with everybody else. Now you want everybody to be discreet for you. Come on,
not a
boy.
cross-dressing husband in your closet,
And
honey.
he had on a Playtex bra, girl, with the cross your heart Playtex bra from the 90s. I
Man,
said, let me keep
this
it.
is very representative of a lot of these MAGA people. It's like everything that you hating on everybody else for doing is because you do it.
Because you're doing it in the
Right.
closet.
It's
Down closet.
projection, really, at the end of the day. Like, you are so worried about what's going on in everybody else's bedroom. Worry about your man, Chrissy.
Just come out the damn closet.
Worry about what you got going on at your own house. You can't tell me you didn't know.
He been doing it a long time because, like
You've
I
been
said, he
married
had
to this
one of the
man for over
Playtex
20
bras from
years.
the
How you
90s.
not know? Girl, bye.
Yeah,
Like,
he been
worry
doing it.
about yourself. That's the big problem. They don't worry about themselves. They worry about everybody else because they don't want to focus on themselves and the fact that grinder goes down every time these motherfuckers get in close proximity of one another at a convention. Listen, if you gay, be gay.
Hey,
Gay people,
yeah.
gay, okay? If you like to be with men, just be with
Get your
men.
line.
And stop being miserable. You make the
Please.
rest of us miserable because of your sexual repression. Just do what you
Yeah.
do. Anyway, I don't give a fuck.
No one cares.
I don't care
Yeah.
at all. Not one bit. Not one bit.
Might even cheer you on because you
People
live in
be
your
gay.
truth.
That's just, yeah. You know what? You will be less angry if you are just your authentic self.
Live in your truth.
And if your
Organically.
authentic self is gay, nigga, be gay. Be
Yay.
gay.
Who
People
gonna
be gay.
check?
I mean, nobody checks you when Grinder goes.
And behind closed doors, you guys are all doing it with each other any damn way. So all your close homies know. So
I
just
saw
be
this rap earlier this week with these white conservative MAGA people. They called Trump daddy.
Girl, I saw it. Babe.
I mean, I'm not gonna do the Trump microphone thing that he liked to do, but god dang.
Yeah.
You know what?
And
You
it
know one
wasn't
thing I
like
ain't never
it
called
wasn't like
Obama?
it was like daddy.
You know one thing I've never called Obama?
Daddy.
Not ever. Hell no. What?
And never will.
No. Maybe?
Yeah. They have
That's too casual. That's still Mr. President to me,
Mr.
but
President, they have a sexual attraction to this
hell
thing.
no.
How with them little ass hands? I don't know. I don't know, but they got a sexual attraction to him. You know, I was been
Like,
told that men who have big hands and big feet got the big thing. Trump got the. All right.
listen, people be gay. Just be gay.
Okay.
And leave the rest of us out of this, okay? Don't take it all out on us because you sexually repressed. Be yourself. You know?
And
God
if your
damn.
husband is gay, you know it, and you stay with him, baby. You decided that. So, Christy, that was on
You
you.
got that lavender situation. That
You
was her
knew.
beard. Yeah, but
You knew what it
people be
was.
gay.
And you
Out there,
chose
y'all conservatives that like dick, men that like dick. Just go get some. Leave the
get
rest
you
of us.
some.
Get you some. It's out there. It's out there. And
For
plus, with this
free.
loneliness epidemic, y'all got each other.
Y'all spending your damn money. Shit, it's free dick out there.
They will give it to you freely. It's out there. Go get it.
Grab a little
Go get
Birkin
you some.
bag. Yeah. All you gotta do.
The apps
Sure.
are out there, okay? Just get out the closet. The closet is glass anyway, okay? We see you.
And has been washed down with Windex. We see right through the motherfucker.